Alright, y'all, we're going to mess with the Harley a little bit today again. The Sissy bar is supposed to be delivered today, so who knows. Maybe if it gets delivered while I'm messing with it, it'll be part of this video. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some little lips on these floorboards because we're going riding tomorrow. And whenever I ride, it feels like my feet are going to naturally want to slide off these floorboards for some reason. So I'm gonna try to tastefully make some little lips that goes around out of this aluminum, and I'm gonna make it about 2 inches tall and about 8 or 9 inches long. It's not gonna surround the whole floorboard, but just put like a little edge on it, and hopefully I can do it tastefully, and you know, sand it all smooth, paint it like a gloss black, and then use rivets, like stainless rivets, so maybe that'll make it pop a little bit. But let's see what else. I put these mirrors on since the last video. Put these mirrors on, so they're pretty nice. My buddy got me a bell for my bike. Apparently that's a thing Harley guys do, is when one of your buddies gets a bike, you get them a bell to put on your bike to I don't know, like a good luck charm or something. So he got me one of them, and everybody I know that's got a Harley has got a bell on it somewhere that one of their loved ones got them. But all right, let's get into this. I'm going to start making these little lips to go around these floorboards. All right, I got my square and my Sharpie and my cutoff wheel out. I got it measured out at 2 inches tall, 9 inches long. I'm going to cut it out, then lay it over here, trace around it, cut out a second one, and match them, sand them and grind them to where they're both perfectly identical. Clean them up, probably pre-fit them, pre-drill the holes, and then paint them and then mount them. Alright, there's one cut out and cleaned up. Just need to trace it out on here, but let's see how it's going to fit. It's gonna go down to the very bottom of the floorboard and stick up a hair, and it's gonna be contoured to the curve, and I'm probably gonna round corner these sharp corners off and stuff like that. Who knows, I might drill a bunch of little holes every so often up at the top to look fancy or something. Alright, let's go trace this out. Alright, here's number 2 traced out. Just got to cut her out. Alright, here's both of them cut out. But even though you trace around something, it never ends up being the same size. It's got about a 1/16 of an inch hanging over, and then it ends up being the same down on one end. But so what I do is I like to level up the bottoms and clamp them in clamps anytime I'm trying to duplicate something, and then you can finish grind them down to the same size, then they'll truly be identical. And I'm going to go ahead and round these corners off because I don't want these big square edges. So here we go doing that. I marked them with the Sharpie. Just going to kind of round off the corners like that and make them both look the same. So it ain't got to be perfect. Alright, y'all, that's 2 of them ground to the same profile. So we're gonna see what they look like. Come apart. Come on. There we go. Alright, 2 total opposites, mirror images. I still gotta clean up some edges, it looks like. Alright, I kind of pre-fit it, and I got a curve going in it. It's gonna go something like this. And it's pretty much following the curve of the floorboard. The rivets will pull it in and make it perfect. But that's about how it's gonna go. I just want it on the side. I want the front of the floorboard left open so my boot can slide through there and get under the shifter. But that's about it. So I'm gonna mark where I'm gonna get the tape measure out and mark where the rivets are gonna go. Then I'll clamp it up here, pre-drill the holes, and then clean this up with sandpaper, wipe it down with acetone, and then paint it. Alright, this is just the, of course I gotta have one in each corner, but this thing's 9 inches long, so I'm gonna put one in the middle, which would be 4.5, and then we'll go 2 1/4. So what would it be? 4.5 plus 2 1/4 would be what? 6 3/4 on this end, if I did my math right. Alright, so it'll be 5 rivets on each one, and once I drill these rivets, I'll lay it on top of here. Even though this is curved, I'll roll it on top of that one and then mark through the holes, so that way these holes end up being identical. Alright, that's the pilot holes. And I laid this curved piece on top of this flat piece and kind of rolled it from one end to the other, marking through the holes. And so I got the pilot holes drilled. Now I'm going to go ahead and drill to the rivet size. Alright, got holes in the identical spots and about the correct curve on the second piece. So we're gonna clamp them to the bike and drill some holes in those floorboards. Alright, I drilled through the holes and made matching indentions in the floorboard where I'm fixing to drill these little marks out. There we go. Holes drilled all the way through. Got to do the same to the other side, then sand these things down and paint them. Alright, here's the same done to the other side. Time to sand and paint these things. Alright y'all, I got them sanded, got them wiped down with acetone. Got them hanging here by some wire. Got the bike out in the yard so I don't get no spray paint on it. The wind's blowing into the garage anyway. So these things are wiped down. And this is all just temporary, folks, so I ain't real super worried. If it'll get me through tomorrow, that's fine. I plan on ordering wider floorboards and stuff. But fixing to hit it with some gloss black. Alright, y'all. Got them painted gloss black, hanging up here to dry. Definitely not the best paint job in the world, but it'll keep my feet from falling off the side of the floorboard. So it's gonna do its job. But anyway, while this is drying, I'm gonna take this bike over, fill it up. That way I ain't gotta do it in the morning. I would take y'all with me on a ride, but there ain't no way I can operate this phone in a hand clutch and throttle and all that. So I'll be back. Alright, these things are dry to the touch. It's probably been an hour fixing to rivet these mothers on. Using my little air-powered rivet gun. These things are great, like when you redo pontoon railing and stuff. It's freaking awesome. That's one side done. Guess it don't look awful, does it? I didn't have stainless screws, I didn't have stainless rivets. I had aluminum ones, so I guess it'll do. But anyway, it's gloss black and shiny rivet heads. I think it looks pretty decent, I guess. Alright, we're going to hop over to the other side. Alright, there's the other side done. I think it looks pretty dang decent. I left the front open where I can get my boot under the shifter. So, alright, well, I have some good news. While I was doing that, the mail lady came, brought the sissy bar. So, putting a sissy bar on now. Here's what y'all been waiting for. I know y'all don't care about the motorcycle. Y'all just wanting to see socks. Gave them some Fritos. They've been wanting to hang out inside today. It's air conditioning inside. I'm down here in Florida. It's hot as hell out here. Well, it's about 80. Maybe a little over 80. I know y'all up north are probably snowed in, some of y'all. Anyway, let's go keep messing with this motorcycle. Come on, Wiggy. You gonna come help Daddy? Come help Daddy. Alright, I had to move this motorcycle around to the front in the shade because that carport, the damn sun shines right in that damn carport towards the end of the day. But I think I got to take this thing off. I probably got to take the seat off, maybe these saddlebags, I'm not sure. But we're going to get into this now. Alright, y'all, I ain't going to lie, this thing's whipping my butt. I had an opportunity to borrow a backrest from my friend that goes on the thing that was on the bike before. And I said, no, never mind. The sissy bar's coming in today in the mail, so I won't need to borrow the backrest from you. So he went out of town, so I can't get that backrest from him. And apparently you need some kind of hardware installation kit with this sissy bar. That these side plates are supposed to, these notches are supposed to go on special little bolts and things. And this bike ain't got them bolts anymore. So I'm going to have to rig something up. It's crunch time now. It's 4:20 in the afternoon and we're going riding in the morning. So you might see me do some weird stuff here. Alright. So this is the thing I took off. And it had welded in threaded bungs in it. And I got the grinder after it. Grinded the welds and the bungs and knocked them out with a hammer. And there's those threaded bungs right there. One on one side, one on the other. So now, this thing, which is the side of the seat bracket, it can go on there, and it looks like this slot is supposed to have some kind of post or something back here that you open this little quick release, and it can, the seat can be lifted on and off. But I think what I'm going to do is take this locking mechanism off here, and I possibly can back that nut out right there, and there's a washer on that nut, and maybe I could slide this little groove down behind that big fat washer, and then we'll be able to mount the seat. That's what I'm going to try. And then I guess I got to get on the internet and order the correct stuff, because if I do that, the seat's permanently mounted. Take this thing off with a little Allen wrench. Should get this locking jaw thing off here. Alright, got the little spring-loaded lock off, so now it's basically just a flat plate. Let's see how it fits in there. Now that goes on the front. And yeah, it looks like, I don't know if you can see it, it looks like if I can back that nut off, I could slide that behind that nut. Alright, y'all, I got the seat sides on. I had to take both locking mechanisms off. I had to cut metal off of it, so this is no longer going to be a detachable seat. It is now a permanently attached seat. I've had to cut, grind, swap bolts around. I had to bend these brackets. They were perfectly straight. Had to bend them, and but looks like that was probably the hardest part. Now I can start buttoning it all back up and mount that riser on there. Alright, y'all, I wasn't able to do it. I got it back together though. There comes a time in every man's life when he must admit defeat, and that happened for me today. I tried every freaking way possible. I had this whole damn motorcycle tore apart trying to get that damn seat bracket thing on there, and I thought I was making headway, and then when I went to put the upright on it, come to find out those flat pieces of metal, I put them in the wrong spot. They were too far inboard. They should have been outboard more, like on the outside of the frame. I was assuming they went on the inside of the frame, but then again, it ain't like the damn instructions showed you how to put them on. All the instructions showed how to put the seat together. It didn't show how to put it on the motorcycle. And in no way, shape, or form when I ordered that did it mention something about having a installation hardware kit that you got to buy too. I come across that information by looking up how the heck you put one of those on the motorcycle, and they said you got to have an installation kit, a docking kit or something they call it. But anyway, I finally got it all back together. Old Mr. Wiggy, he's wanting to eat dinner, and so am I. So I'm going to drive this thing around back and bid y'all farewell. We're going riding tomorrow. And maybe in a future video we'll get that thing on there. Anyway, y'all have a good weekend. Here's some more Mr. Wiggy for y'all. I know y'all didn't get enough of them. Fixing to give him this beer. I know I said goodbye in the last clip, but I don't know. I just wanted to come out here and have a beer and say goodbye again. You ready for a beer, Mr. Wiggy? Here you go, buddy. It's because you helped Daddy so much today. Alright, y'all. I'm out of here for real this time. Y'all have a good night.